Alright. Hey everybody. This is Mr. Silverwolf SP. Let's play Oblivion. Alright. Last time we were here, the Emperor had died just up there. And now we have to make our way through the sewers to find Joffrey. Really? Let me see. I don't feel quite protected enough, so we're going to raise some defenses. That gate is sealed. Was that it? Oh, there's another one. He's gone. Rat meat and garlic and rat meat. All right. I think I'm gonna finish my career in the arena before I go hunting for this Joffrey guy. What's in that box? Hang on, 8. Whoa, whoa! My mind reels from exertion. No. Huh. Hmm. Hmm. There we go. Turn that on. Turn the light back on. More lockpicks. Yay! Oh, there you are. Whoa. The heck, man? Oh, I rolled. No, this is where I'm supposed to go. So you saw the rat and came and killed it. Now that's impressive. See, if I could see that. See, if I was using my spells properly, I'd have saw the rat and come and killed it. Killed both the rats. Dang, that thing is effective. Alright. And as is customary, right here, we're going to create a save. Because back in the day, you always created a save before you left the sewers. That way you could reload from it and create a new character real easy. You hear? Okay, good. Not for long, you're not. You look like you're about to despawn. Out we go. So, let's see. What, you hear something else? Oh, rat, crab. All right, now. Let me check my journals. Dang, nabbit. I should take the Amulet of Kings to Joffrey at Waynon Priory near the city of Coral. No, we're now a combatant in the arena. Now, in order to begin another quest line, I'm probably about to take a brief sojourn into that ruin, since I'm down here. Because there is a, quest line involving that ruin's stuff. Skills. No, we're not going to do that now that I think of it. We're about to be invaded or attacked. Okay. Got one. Get her. Look, get her. That was easier than I expected. And we're going to capture their light armor for money purposes. Light armor is easy to transport and is actually worth a good bit of money for its weight. Drew power from the well. Another mud crab. Did you get it? You got it. Alright. There's a little box or two over here by this boat. Nope. Take all that. Alright, let's go back over here to where the Dunmer was dead. I believe there is a... Nope. Turn that back on. I believe there was a book that I needed to read. Ooh, and some garlic. I'll take that. Immortal Blood by Anonymous. The moons and stars were hidden from sight, making that particular quiet night especially dark. The town guard had to carry torches to make their rounds, but the man who came to call at my chapel carried no light with him. I came to learn that Movarth Pequin could see in the dark almost as well as the light, an excellent talent, considering his interests were exclusively nocturnal. Alright, for the record, I may not pronounce every single name correctly, but when I find a book that I have not read before, especially a skill book like this one, I'm going to try to read it. One of my acolytes brought him to me, and from the look of him, I at first thought he was in need of healing. He was pale to the point of opalescence, with a face that looked like it had once been very handsome before some unspeakable suffering. The dark circles under his eyes bespoke exhaustion, but the eyes themselves were alert, intense, almost insane. He quickly dismissed my notion that he himself was ill, though he did want to discuss a specific disease. Vampirism, he said, and then paused at my quizzical look. I was told that you were someone I should seek out for help understanding it. Who told you that? I asked with a smile. Tessina Gray. I immediately remembered her. A brave, beautiful knight who had needed my assistance separating fact from fiction on the subject of the vampire. It had been 2 years, and I had never heard whether my advice had proved effective. You've spoken to her. How is her ladyship? I asked. Dead, Movarth replied coldly. And then, responding to my shock, he added to perhaps soften the blow. She said your advice was invaluable, at least for the one vampire. When last I talked to her, she was tracking another. It killed her. Then the advice I gave her was not enough, I sighed. Why do you think it would be enough for you? I was a teacher once myself, years ago, he said. Not in a university, a trainer in the Fighters Guild. But I know that if a student doesn't ask the right questions, the teacher cannot be responsible for his failure. I intend to ask you the right questions. And that he did. For hours, he asked questions, and I answered what I could, but he never volunteered any information about himself. He never smiled. He only studied me with those intense eyes of his, committing every word I said to memory. Finally, I turned the questioning around. You said you were a trainer at the Fighters Guild. Are you on an assignment for them? No, he said curtly. And finally I could detect some weariness in those feverish eyes of his. I would like to continue this tomorrow night, if I could. I need to get some sleep and absorb this. You sleep during the day, I smiled. To my surprise, he returned the smile, though it was more of a grimace. When tracking your prey, you adapt their habits. I assume that's probably supposed to be adopt their habits. The next day he did return with more questions, these ones very specific. He wanted to know about the vampires of Eastern Skyrim. I told him about the most powerful tribe, the Volkihar, paranoid and cruel, whose very breath could freeze their victims' blood in the veins. I explained to him how they live beneath the ice of remote and haunted lakes, never venturing into the world of men except to feed. Movarth Pequin listened carefully and asked more questions into the night, until at last he was ready to leave. "I will not see you for a few days," he said, "but I will return and tell you how helpful your information has been." True to his word, the man returned to my chapel shortly after midnight 4 days later. There was a fresh scar on his cheek, but he was smiling that grim but satisfied smile of his. "Your advice helped me very much," he said. "But you should know that the Volkihar have an additional ability you didn't mention. They can reach through the ice of their lakes without breaking it. It's quite a nasty surprise being grabbed from below without any warning." "How remarkable," I said with a laugh. "And terrifying. You're lucky you survived." "I don't believe in luck. I believe in knowledge and training. Your information helped me, and my skill at melee combat sealed the bloodsucker's fate. I've never believed in weaponry of any kind. Too many unknowns. Even the best swordsmith has created a flawed blade. But you know what your body is capable of. I know I can land 1,000 blows without losing my balance, provided I get the first strike." "The first strike," I murmured. "So you must never be surprised." "That is why I came to you," said Movarth. "You know more than anyone alive about these monsters, in all their cursed varieties across the land. Now you must tell me about the vampires of northern Valenwood." I did as he asked, and once again his questions taxed my knowledge. There were many tribes to cover. The Bonsamu, who were indistinguishable from Bosmer except when seen by candlelight. The Kirilth, who could disintegrate into mist. The Yakef, who swallowed men whole. The dread Telboth, who preyed on children, eventually taking their place in the family, waiting patiently for years before murdering them all in their unnatural hunger. Once again he bade me farewell, promising to return in a few weeks, and once again he returned, as he said, just after midnight. This time Movarth had no fresh scars, but he again had new information. "You're wrong about the Kirilth being unable to vaporize when pushed underwater," he said, patting my shoulder fondly. "Fortunately, they cannot travel far in their mist form, and I was able to track it down." "It must have surprised it fearfully. Your field knowledge is becoming impressive," I said. "I should have had an acolyte like you decades ago." "Now tell me," he said, "of the vampires of Cyrodiil." I told him what I could. There was but one tribe in Cyrodiil, a powerful clan who had ousted all other competitors, much like the Imperials themselves had done. Their true name was unknown, lost in history, but they were experts at concealment. They kept themselves well fed. They were indistinguishable from living persons. They were cultured, more civilized than the vampires of the provinces, preferring to feed on victims while they were asleep, unaware. They will be difficult to surprise, Movarth frowned. But I will seek one out and tell you what I learn. And then you will tell me of the vampires of High Rock and Hammerfell, and Elsewhere and Blackmarsh, and Morrowind and the Somerset Isles, yes? I nodded. Knowing then that this was a man on an eternal quest, he wouldn't be satisfied with but the barest hint of how things were. He needed to know it all. He did not return for a month, and on the night that he did, I could see his frustration and despair, though there were no lights burning in my chapel. "I failed," he said as I lit a candle. "You were right. I could not find a single one." I brought the light up to my face and smiled. He was surprised, even stunned by the pallor of my flesh, the dark hunger in my ageless eyes, and the teeth. Oh yes, I think the teeth definitely surprised the man who could not afford to be surprised. "I haven't fed in 72 hours, I explained, as I fell on him. He did not land the first blow, or the last. And that's how Movarth becomes a vampire that you fight in Skyrim. Ain't that cool? Mutton. Mutton? Mutton. So what you got on you, buddy? Skyrim introduced the ability to loot these guys and get their weapons at the same time. In this game, you got to hunt down the weapons if you want them. It can be very annoying. Although I suppose there could be a mod that could fix that. Alright, you. Get ready. We're going into Vilverin. Alright. I zapped you instead. Well, you still got him, though. You've got to learn not to get up in front of people's way. I'm overburdened. I'm really overburdened. Here, you can have your Warhammer back. And the arrows back. Got a lot of stuff. Okay. Nothing here. Torch, I don't need. And a pressure plate. Missed me. Barely, but missed me. Alright, down we go. Turn on my defenses. Summon my buddy. Shoot the zappy zappy. Missed you. She was going to conjure something. Probably one of her ancestral spirits. What's in the bag? Food. Oh, wait. Now, I don't think I have I do. Okay. I'm going to swap you for that. So when the time comes, we're swapping you out. That way I can slip around less noticeably. Sneaky, 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 sneaky.
Whatever it was. Hello? Gone. Who's that?
Nabbit. Am I out of magic already? I'm out of magic already! No! Alright, I'm gonna have to find some place to rest. I don't think I have anything that I can make into a magic potion. No. Stinkhorn Cat by itself won't work. I need something else. I need another ingredient. Nabbit, what did I do now? Oh well.
Who's there? Hello? Who's that? That's not supposed to be impressed.
You get him? Yeah, got him. Good. Potion of healing. And lockpick. Green robe hood, huh? Oh yeah, that's right. I used a cheat to add, do I have green robes? I have gray robes. We'll get green robes. Dude, you're good at this. I mean, really, you are. Ooh! Welkin stones. My prayers are answered. Boom. Now. Let's go up here. No. No. Oop. Huh. So they fixed the dagger. So it will be under the pillow, as it were. More Welkin stones. Let's open this. Gold. Some of the men were worried about these old ruins being haunted, but Mephala take them, this spot's going to be perfect for ambushing merchants along the road, and all under the nose of the Imperial Legion. Finally got some of those big blue stones down today. Berenice got the idea to shoot them down with her bow. Got them all here with me. I don't know what they are, but they stink of magicka. But they'll fetch a nice price with the Mages Guild. 2 coins and that Khajiit from Vardenfell set up their camps down in the tomb. Fine by me. Spares the rest of us the smell. 2 coins ran up today. The Khajiit's gone missing. Swore to the 9 that you could hear claws scrabbling at limestone, but nothing's down there. I'm guessing she got tired of the smell and snuck out overnight. 2 coins stench could peel shells off mud crabs. I'm surprised she hung around that long. I like that. At first you think he's being racist toward the Khajiit. He ain't. He's talking about somebody else. Alicia Ottis's Guide to the Imperial City. Oh, by the way, when I'm reading her stuff, I'll try to assume a suitably sanctimonious tone. Praise Akatosh, bless the Empire and all its people. My name is Alicia Ottis, and I'd like to tell you all about the Imperial City. First part, the Imperial City. Who do you think lives in the Imperial City? Uriel Septim, Emperor of Tamriel, Defender of the Faith, and descendant of the sainted Tiber Septim, Lord Talos, the holy god of state and law in our blessed 9 divines. All know the Emperor to be a good and holy man, for he may often be seen in the Temple of the One, making his devotions to the 9 divines and the communion of saints. And where does he live? In the Imperial Palace, in the center of the Imperial City, in the white gold tower which was built many ages ago by the godless Daedra-loving aliens. How fine it is that the stones raised high by this ancient evil empire are now reconsecrated as a monument to imperial justice and piety. People who visit the Imperial Palace like to walk among the graves of saints and counts, battle mages and emperors, and gaze with wonder upon white gold tower, which can be seen from any place within the city, just about any place within the province, actually. The Elder Council chamber here cannot be entered, and though you may marvel at their curious ancient armors, you will soon want to be away from the rude and discourteous Imperial guards. Look, lady, just because you tried to break into the council chamber and they told you off for it, don't mean you can take it out on them. Imperial City districts. The Imperial City is divided into 10 districts. At the center is the Imperial Palace. The other districts are grouped around the palace. To the northwest is Elven Gardens, a pleasant residential district. Continuing Widdershins, that's counterclockwise for those of you who don't know. The Talos district, an exclusive residential area, lies to the west. Exclusive means very rich. To the southwest is the Temple district, and beyond it, outside the walls, the filthy and bad-smelling waterfront district. To the southeast lies the Arboretum, and beyond that, outside the walls, the infamous arcane University of the Mages Guild. To the east is the notorious Arena district. Hey! And last, to the northeast of the palace lies the Market district, where anything may be bought, and beyond the Market district, outside the city walls, the Imperial Prison. The Temple district. I live in the Temple district of the Imperial City, and it is a very pretty place. You are welcome to visit me, my husband, and daughter when you come to worship at the Temple of the One. This district is very pretty, and only pleasant and well-bred persons live here, though, as in all parts of the city, beggars are a constant problem. Well, give them something and they'll shut up. Besides which, I happen to know 1 resident of the Temple district, possibly 2, who are members of the Thieves Guild. Anyway, sorry, I broke the 4th wall there. The Arboretum. In this beautiful garden you will find the famous statues of the 9 divines. In the center you will find the statue of Lord Talos, Emperor Tiber Septim. But is it right that Talos should have this place of honor rather than Akatosh, King of Gods? It is the scheming pride of the Elder Council who sought favor with the sons of Talos that is responsible for this shameful error. Actually, the 8 were already arranged in a circle and they just put 1 more in the middle. Probably easier than putting 1 in the middle than moving 1 out of place. Whatever. Don't know. The market district. You will find crowds of people waiting outside the doors of the Office of Imperial Commerce to make their complaints about being cheated by some merchant. No you don't. It is a very dirty place. Piles of crates lie around in untidy heaps. Unwholesome toadstools and fungus grow in clumps. And the cobbles are filthy and slimy encrusted with filth. If you may send your servant rather than visit yourself, it will be far better. Elitist. Jerk. It's a market. They've got to have their materials shipped to them so they can unload them and bring them into their shop. Come on, lady. Arcane University. This place is unspeakably dirty and unkempt, no better than a slum. You will never find the students or wizards outside in the air, for they are squatting in their dark dungeons, poring over profane texts and making crab scribbles on scrolls. Within the Archmage's Tower is hidden the Imperial Orrery, which the mages use to study the sky. Such fools! Why do they not look on the glory of creation itself and give praise to the Nine as they ought, rather than squat and peer at such a ridiculous and expensive machine? What do you think they're doing with it? There are several mages who are very religious people. She's just an old bat. The mages are said to have a great library of precious books, but they jealously hoard them for themselves. This is no loss for the righteous, for these books are surely full of wicked nonsense. Imperial Waterfront. This is a terrible place. It is not uncommon to stumble over the bodies of women and children who've been murdered here. There are no more wicked and godless men in Tamriel than merchants and sailors, and they gather here to plot and cheat citizens of their hard-earned gold. Someone doesn't understand how Zenithar and the economic system works. You have to pay for things, Alessia. I think Alessia has a money problem. Gambling and slaving and skooma sucking and even more depraved activities take place in warehouses and ships here. Now, no slaving, but the other two, probably, and I'm not sure about what other depraved activities are taking place, but I can guarantee skooma dealing and probably gambling. And where are the City Watch? Nowhere to be seen. Regular patrols every day. She's out of her head. Imperial Prison. The prisons are very cruel and horrible, damp and dirty, with chains and pincers and manacles and instruments of torture on every hand. Really? I didn't see any. But did I find any prisoners in these cells? No, for the watch is so lazy and careless that the cells are all empty. Excuse me? I just got out of there. There were 2 people, me and another dude. And we're just in one wing of it. There are guards everywhere in the Imperial City. They travel in groups, for even they are afraid of the cruel bandits and thieves that lurk everywhere in the city. I thought she said this was a good city. She contradicts herself. I do not know why they do not throw the impertinent beggars into prison. Criminals are so bold as to introduce themselves to you on the street. Now that did happen, by the way. One outlaw was so brazen as to boast that he had stolen his weapons and armor from the Imperial prison. How careless and idle these watchmen must be to allow this. They know no shame, for the wicked officers of the watch are corrupt and accept gold from the hands of the very people they are supposed to place behind bars. Again, that does occasionally happen. The arena. I will not tell you about this place, for you have no need to visit it. Only idle or foolish persons come here to throw their money away on games of chance, or to spill their own blood when they would better devote themselves to exterminating the armies of robbers and beggars that swarm in the streets. May the Nine bless you and keep you. Lady, you are delusional. Armies of robbers and beggars. Really? Ooh. I have leveled up. Leveling up is good.
Shadows. Jumping. This ends here. This ends here. You die!
Yeah, she had an accident. Somebody struck her with lightning. What do you know about that? Oh, she hit you with an arrow, you poor little thing. Unfortunately, I can't make you better. You won't be here long, though. Oh, you got her, too? Hey, you're getting good at this. Got it from here. Alright. Vilverin Cancel. Alright. Now 2 coins is still down here, so we gotta watch out. 2 coins might get us. Apparently, 2 coins was a red guard. So we got him. Nothing past this crypt. Now my understanding is that Altmer, including the Aliens, cremate and then inter the urns, if I'm understanding the story correctly. I may be wrong, but I may not be too. I don't know. Anyway. Uh-oh. Don't leave me now. So the Khajiit did get pulled back there. Alright. So next time we will figure out what happened to the Khajiit. Because she obviously got pulled away by something. This has been Mr. Silverwolf SP. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like and subscribe. Write a comment about what your favorite part was. We will see what happens next time as we finish off this dungeon and then go back to our arena career, hopefully to finish it off as soon as possible. Have a nice day. Try to be kind.